Recently, on my Refuse to Lose series, I ran into Night Sword Rags, the #1 guy on the Versus leaderboard, also known as Daddy Padre, who usually dominates the competitive scene, including money matches and league gaming and whatnot. He also finished in 2nd place in the first 10K NHL 17 World Gaming Tournament. I'm going to be showing you guys our 3rd encounter and breaking down my game so that you can see what I was doing, what I was thinking, what I should have done better, and hopefully it helps you guys out as much as it helps me out. This is my 3rd encounter with him in NHL 17 because the previous week I defeated him in the first game and he squashed me in the second one. In this 3rd game, he knew what to expect, I knew what to expect, so let's see what happens. Before every versus game, you gotta check your lines. What I do is make sure I get as much lefties on the right side and as much righties on the left side. That is for all of my lines, forwards, defensive lines, and special lines. Also make sure that my best players are in my top lines. Sometimes EA might sneak like a 60 or 70 overall in your top 2 lines, and you don't want that. You want to make sure they're at the bottom lines. In other cases, if you really took Versus seriously, you probably want to have the players with the best face-off ratings at center, where sometimes they might be put as wingers. So let's start this game off. Something that Padre is really good at is dominating the face-off circle, and that's partially due to the fact that the Sharks and the Bruins, who he used before, have the best face-off stats in the game. I think the Ducks are also like really high up there. I end up winning the face-off, and after a broken pass, I thought I could have made it into the offensive zone. It turned out to be an offside. But because he has better face-off guys than me, we can do the same face-off counter, and he's going to end up winning, which means he has pretty much a 2 in 3 chance of winning the face-off. Here, Padre goes into my zone, passes it back. Thanks to my aggressive high-pressure defense, I was able to take this puck and then flip the puck over him because I was expecting a goalie dive. All the top players will goalie dive you, so just know that whenever you're on a breakaway. Right off the next face-off, I always tell you guys, I'm going to lose the face-off, or if you know you're going to lose the face-off, be aggressive and try to take the puck away from him. Doesn't work out for me, and he enters my zone. He tries to force this one-timer. He's really good with those. I just wouldn't take them because I know there's a guy standing right in front of him. You probably know something about the saucer pass that I don't, where he's able to shoot it right through my guy. Here as he tries to enter my zone, I'm playing aggressive to force him to make a move to make his AI go offside, which is exactly what happens. Up next, I finally win a face-off, and look at what he does. He goes aggressive on me. I enter his zone, I cycle the puck a little bit, and I realize the D is wide open, so why not take it? Doesn't work out, hits the boards. I try to keep this puck in, pass it in deep to see if I can go behind the net. He gets a really weird hit on me. Off he goes the other way. I see him going full speed along the boards, so I have to shut him down along the boards, and that's what I do. Enter his zone, I decide to pass it along the blue line, because I was going to walk it in with the guy in the middle. Here he gives me a really good opportunity to score in front of the net, and Jones shuts me down. That backhand has a really high chance of going in usually, so I'm surprised he gave me that space. For those of you still struggling with face-offs, I highly recommend watching a video called How to Always Win at Rock, Paper, Scissors, because that's essentially what it is. The idea is, as your opponent goes one way around the cycle, you should go the other. He takes a really weird shot here. I don't like taking a shot like that because you have to be really accurate to get it into the net. He had his back to me, and it's a hooking penalty by my AI. I was hoping he would time up along the boards, but I guess he wasn't close enough there. Padre's on the power play, and this is a place where he excels at legitimately. Look at how he holds onto the puck and how he cycles the puck around. He knows he can score from that area if he takes that kind of shot because he's done it before many times. So I gave him the room there, and he took it, but it didn't go in. He protects the puck pretty well in my zone, but after a half-successful poke, it kind of moves everyone out of position, and he gets a nice one-timer opportunity. We're battling along the board. It's kind of like a 50-50 chance on who's going to get this puck, and he's going to end up getting it, but he makes a nice pass here. Problem is, this one-timer was a little bit too late. Then he goes for a wrap exploit attempt, and he was a little bit too early on that. He's doing pretty well here, poking the puck like crazy and sustaining pressure. Here he tries a one-timer from across the ice. I think that one was questionable. I don't think that was going in at all. With the PK about to be over, I got to get the puck to the guy coming out of the box. Makes a nice read, knowing that I was going to be pretty patient going into the offensive zone and not just going straight in. Here he's going to struggle a little bit entering my zone, as he doesn't have much time to do anything when he gets the puck. Then he's forced to keep passing it back, as I put pressure on the side that he's trying to enter. He did a nice job stick handling my pokes, but got a fortunate pass that actually allowed him to enter the zone. Much like me earlier in the game, he takes that D to D one-timer. In the corner of my zone, he decides to force this one-timer, which he surprisingly got a shot through and got a little greedy with a poke check. So now you guys can see how pitiful my power play is compared to his. Unfortunately, it all starts with a face-off, and probability dictates that he's going to win it. So this kills off a fourth of my power play time. Meet him along the boards, going for a hit, and then get into a stick lift battle. Then seeing my player get through his player, I figured I'd pass this one in deep, but it went a little too deep. Here I want to rewind and slow it down to show you guys one of my favorite plays to do when I'm going to pick up a puck. As soon as I know that I'm going to get the puck, I pull back on my right stick as if I'm doing a stick handle on my forehand side. This essentially makes me untouchable, because he can't poke me, it's going to be a tripping penalty. He can't stick lift me, it's going to be a high stick. Or if he hits me, it is pretty close to boarding. So I try to do a little move in front of the net, we go the other way, and now we're coming back. Off the rush, he gives me a really good opportunity to score there, but now that I'm thinking about it, since I'm on the power play, you probably want to set something up instead. Especially since it's versus, and your players have lower shooting accuracy, so it's harder to score from there. Here I make a terrible pass, and that's pretty much all of my power play time. What he tries to do here is hold on to the puck, go into the top right corner, and take a low shot to get a rebound, and hopefully one of his guys can pick it up and score. Mrazek stood tall, but I was sitting by the goalie in case there was a rebound. Many players like to shoot off of the face-off, so that's what I anticipate Padre's going to do, and I get a quick poke check because of that. It gets a little messy because you don't really know who's sticking to this play and who's not. I was hoping it would be an odd man rush, but instead I ended up going in by myself. It created a really bad shot. With this pass, he was banking on his defenders to come back quicker. It didn't work out. So now he tries to enter my zone before my defenders can figure out what's going on. He tried to force a pass through 3 players. Didn't work out for him. Then I try to do a pass, and he reads it perfectly by going down and blocking it. Here I have to do some moves to get into his zone, and when I finally do, I make an incorrect forehand pass to try to keep this play alive. When he's going in, I'm sticking to the left guy to stop him from making that pass, but then he finally does. Gets it in deep, sauces it, and it's a good one-timer goal. While I was playing against him, I was thinking that pass was going to go to the guy in the middle, so I had tunnel vision and should have moved up a little bit on the goal scorer. Off the face-off, I move into the offensive zone, somehow lose this puck, but I battle for it back. This pass unfortunately hit his skates. That was a pretty good time to score though. Here he protects the puck pretty well. As I go one way, he goes the other. And I'm really interested in this one-timer right here, because I've never seen anyone try to take a one-timer through 2 guys like this, and it went through and he got the shot. No sane man would make this pass. So I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. Does he choose to make this pass because my defender on the bottom right is too close to the passing lane? Can't get his stick down on the ice. He can't do anything to try to block this pass. While the second guy really couldn't get that stick in the way, both the stick and the puck were elevated. So it was really weird. Just that kind of turn of events. Clock winding down, I just witnessed a miracle pass, so I figured, you know what, I'm going to go in deep, and I'm going to do it myself. Nah, it doesn't work out for me. This guy wasn't as stupid as my guy. Maybe it's just the Detroit Red Wings, I don't know. So he had a pretty good period, while I did not. Second period rolls around, and it's just going to be the land of line-changing exploits because the benches are on the opposite sides of the ice. Here I thought he was going to get a really lucky break because he turns around to the wrong side of the pass, and of course, it hits his skates. I get it right back, and I'm just going to shoot this crap on net. It goes in, so I guess we both lucked out there. Off the next draw, he's going to try to enter my zone and go for the wraparound exploit, so I have to grab a guy and sit on the other side of the net and wait for him like I do here. I don't care how predictable that is, if I don't get there fast enough, it's going to go in. I think that's a higher percentage shot than a breakaway. Neutral zone face-off, he's going to start it off by forcing some passes, and of course my poke checks don't really work out to the fullest extent. I'm going to go into the corner, try to go for the wraparound exploit, but this time my AI is going to hold him up along the board. This allows me to get the puck back pretty easily, and I'm going to lose it because a pass just went off a skate again. Here what he tries to do is force his way through a sandwich of 3 people. That was a little questionable. He's going to get a nice poke check coming up as I didn't protect the puck fast enough. I'm going to hold the puck in front of me and try to get this deep so that I can get a one-timer opportunity, but it doesn't end up going in. And this is the start of the exploit. He's behind the net, he goes for a line change. What does that do? It makes his forwards go deep, while my defenders sit there looking like idiots, so he can just dump the puck, and I have to switch to the furthest man back and go all the way back and try to beat him to it. Or at the very least, stop him from getting a breakaway. And this is what the entire second period is about for him. That's how he gets his rushes. Defend the puck here, and for some reason he kept poke checking me, and it gives me another power play. Remember the little tip I told you guys about picking up the puck? He's going to do it too right off of the face-off. See that? Now he's going to rush the other way like it's NHL 15, where you could just sprint all the way forward, and no matter what, you wouldn't lose the puck. Thankfully, it's easier to strip someone of the puck in this game. He has the puck, he does some fancy moves, and I know what he's thinking, he knows what he's thinking, and I bet you guys know what he's thinking. After a turnover in the neutral zone, because that was a very bad pass, I mean, he's just trying to force his way into the offensive zone, and then he gets another penalty by doing an errant poke check. 5-on-3 face-off, and I'm kind of starting to figure out what he's doing off of the face-off so I can get that 1/3 percentage to go into my favor. I can't remember at this point, so I can't tell you. But here I get upset that my guy was sitting in front of the net and he wasn't doing anything. I was really hoping for a redirect there. And then I can't believe I got screwed over on this one-timer. I sustained the pressure and I passed it in low for another beautiful one-timer that ends up screwing me over. Like I keep telling you guys, you pass it to the front of the net, that's a one-timer that's always going in, and what kind of shot was that? As he continues to take penalties, he kind of realizes he's in a bit of trouble and needs to play desperate in his own zone. Like right here, I would not go for this stick lift, and it worked out for him. He knows he has to get this puck out, and it's even better when he does it himself so that he kills as much time as possible. Rather than shooting a high percentage shot with weak accuracy, he decides to hold on to the puck a little bit and try going for the wraparound exploit because, you know, it's a higher percentage. So he killed a lot of time there, and I have to get back into his zone and try to do something. But I think I forced this deke, and it caused me to lose the puck, which then it leads to him using the line change exploit. Thankfully, knowing my experience with the bacon dump, I know you can stick whack that if it's any close to you. Coming up, the best play to make here would probably be to pass it to the top left, and I went for a shot instead. If you can get to the guy on the top left, he can go backhand, and that is, I wouldn't say a guaranteed goal, but it's a better chance of scoring because you're closer to the net. He gets the puck back, his first instinct is, gotta go for a line change, and it works out for him because he ends up getting this breakaway, and he scores a goal because of it. 1 point for exploits. He was not going to get a chance like that if he didn't use it. So that rattles me a little bit because I hate when that happens to me. So he's able to get a pretty easy opportunity right after that because I wasn't thinking straight. The thing is, he made the wrong decision here by taking a shot when he should have passed it to the guy in front of the net. He was way too far away for that mini breakaway. 3-on-2 the other way, and I'm going to try to get a one-timer in front of the net, but he just barely gets a stick on it to stop me from getting a good opportunity. It's a game of inches. I hope I'm talking about the right sport. I go D-to-D. He gives me that opportunity, but maybe not the best play to make. I could have passed it around a little more, but we get it right back. I make my way along the boards. He finds me, but I'm able to stick lift it to get it back, and I go D-to-D again, and I cannot believe this one didn't go in. No redirect goal, no rebound goal. I was aiming to the right the whole time there, so he gets pretty fortunate. And now look what he's trying to do. He's trying to buy time for the line change so he can try to get another easy breakaway. Thankfully, my player coming right off the bench was able to stop it, and we have an odd man rush, and my guy just shoots completely backward. Another tough break for me, but I'm playing a lot better now. This next pass is another one of those crazy passes because I don't think his player was ready, but turns out he was, and my goalie ends up making the save. I'm just thinking, oh, he's not going to be able to shoot that. No, turns out apparently he is. Going the other way, he gets a little fortunate here where he got 2 poke checks in the time of 1, which causes me not to get a mini breakaway myself. Look what happens here. Another line change exploit. He's going in, but he knows he's not going to get this breakaway, so we both slow down. Somehow he doesn't lose that, though. Right after that, he goes for the wraparound exploit, which he messes up, and I thought he was going to go for it again here, which is why he gets a good opportunity for a one-timer. One thing that the wraparound exploit does is give him a lot of different options, so that he can just look like he's going for a wraparound exploit, but he doesn't end up doing it and instead gets like a one-timer like you saw there. He ends up screwing me over later in the game because I thought he was going to go for it, but he ends up protecting the puck instead and gives him a power play, which of course he ends up scoring on. Third period, I know he's going to try to protect this puck off the face-off if I lose, so I make sure I poke it in the right area. This is what allows me to enter the offensive zone. Again, D-to-D, might as well, though if it was Hut, those would be a lot more accurate. Makes the mistake of passing it right out to me, and I can't believe I wasn't able to get a pass through there. He's thinking low shot rebound again, so I have to switch back to the bottom left guy and make sure I'm there. I want to pass this across the ice to the left by clearing it, but I guess I'm fortunate that Zetterberg ended up getting it instead, as it allows me to enter his zone. And again, cycle it around, and D-to-D's open, might as well take it. Usually, goalies don't stop it at the rate Jones is stopping them. I think he's expecting to block them a lot more, that's why he's letting me take them, but he hasn't blocked them in a while. There's another option that he has thanks to the wraparound exploit. He can pass it along the boards where there's going to be a guy waiting behind the net, and he's able to go for it, but doesn't work out for him there. Passing it back to the point, he sees D-to-D's not open, so he takes a weak shot hoping to get a redirect from one of his guys in front. A bad pass, and this ends up being no icing because I beat him to it. He gets the puck, and here he's going to do a good job holding onto the puck until he's sure he can make a good pass. He's finally not forcing those passes. Right after he barely holds onto the puck but makes a smart pass, it gave him more space, but I don't know if I agree with taking a shot immediately. Battle along the boards until I get this puck back and we go the other way. When I enter his zone, I finally make some nice passes to create opportunities for myself, but when I pass this to the middle, I think I take the shot a little too quickly. I should have held off on it, gone more to the left before I took the shot. Usually a one-timer there is pretty effective, however. Here he tries forcing another saucer pass, but weird things happen, and the goalie ends up freezing the puck. He goes for the tie-up cheese coming up here, but doesn't end up scoring as I think he waited a little too long. But this penalty that I'm about to get is really weird. It's a stick lifting penalty, but we were so far spaced out that I don't know. I don't know how I got that. This is going to put me a man down, and I have to deal with his one-timers yet again. Before I continue, I switch up my PK strategy so that it's a passive box, basically a tighter box, so I can get more people down low, as I notice he doesn't like to take too many shots from the blue line, at least not on the power play. So now you'll see my players are a little closer together, and I'm doing a much better job defending this power play. He's looking a little confused as he doesn't have as much time to make any moves, but unfortunately I'm not able to successfully take the puck away from him and get it out. I'm not chasing him too much, I'm making sure that I'm going to be in front of him the whole time so that he doesn't get any one-timers. But unfortunately, my AI gets caught behind the net here, which leads to this goal. He also shot at what looked like directly underneath my legs. It sucks, but oh well, he probably should have scored off an earlier one-timer anyway. So that's another legit goal you can add to his counter. At least I put up a much better fight on the power play. Off of this face-off, he tries to force his way in, which causes a turnover. I'm going to go the other way with some nice stick handles to get inside his offensive zone. The problem is, I'm really surprised that these little hits and bumps actually knocked me off of the puck. But he does a pretty good job of protecting the puck right after, until he does his toe drag and loses the puck because of it. So now when we go the other way, I'm able to get around him and then pass back to the point where he gives me a really good opportunity to score because he doesn't block the shot again. That doesn't go in, and neither does the rebound. He tries to break out, but I'm in his head on the forecheck, but does he get a lucky poke right there, or what? Just barely touches the puck and causes me to lose my one-timer opportunity in front of the net. A little bump here, I'm going to lose the puck, but I fight him off to get the puck back. It just shows that having the bigger guys really can help you out. You're trying to force a pass to the front of the net like I did before, but it wasn't the right place and time to do it. With 4 minutes left on the clock, he's making some smart decisions here by not making those passes, except when I read this one right here, but I don't intercept it. That should have been an easy breakaway for me. And this is the part that really pissed me off, when he goes for the wraparound exploit, but actually fakes it, which leads to a penalty for me. I already hate defending it, and now that you fake it, you just drew a penalty because of it. Thanks to that, I'm probably going to defend it in a different way from now on, but it's just really stupid. And again, it leads to this power play goal where I'm just playing really angry at this point, so I'm not making smart decisions. It's mostly a three-man job when it comes to his one-timers in front of the net. I make a sexy block there, though, because I knew he probably wasn't going to shoot with the other guy. He was going to try to go for a triangle like I usually do. If I win this game, play of the game goes right there. Next face-off with 2 minutes left. I force him out, but I know he's going to try to pass this to the right. So I get ready to try to stop his slap shot, and it was successful. Not much I can do in this 1-on-3 situation, but wow, his hit, again, pushing me off immediately, and it gives him this odd man rush. Not much you can do there, you just have to be as aggressive as possible on the puck carrier, which you were right next to. He gets a goal, but again, it's largely in part due to the power play he got. But at the same time, it was also the right decision to make on that, well, odd man rush. With a minute left on the clock, down by 2, game's not over yet. Comebacks exist even against the #1 guy on the leaderboard. It does not start with that pass. That was a bad pass, or, well, he just read it really well. He kills some time here and forces another one-timer, which I would have freaked out if he was able to shoot that. So little time, I know I have to get in and I have to get close. So I dangle my way to the middle and then shoot as soon as Jones makes a move. He was playing a little too passive there and of course moved out of the way for me. About 30 seconds left, loose puck, you gotta forecheck hard on him. It forces him to make a pass really quickly and it leads to an icing instead. Offensive zone face-off. I'm going to win this because I know he's going to go for a tie-up. He keeps going for a tie-up in the offensive zone. And I finally hold on to the puck for a little bit longer so that I can make a better offensive play. Get through his guys into the slot, and Jones makes some incredible saves. Maybe the second one might have hit the net. I thought it was over for me there, but I get the puck back, and I shoot short side to tie the game up. 11 seconds left in the period. He's going to get this puck and go for that high percentage shot with the low percentage accuracy that I took a few times throughout the game, and then, of course, it doesn't work out for him either. So that's going to end the period, and we go into OT. So I'm pretty bad at 3-on-3 OT. I state this multiple times. I don't have that much experience in it, but the thing that ticks me off even more is the fact that the benches are on the opposite sides again, which means the exploit can still happen. It's even worse when there's only 3 of your players on the ice. Here I make a great shot, except it's not a great shot in versus. In Hut, that probably would have gone in. Versus, not so much. He messes up his pass for the exploit, and I thought I got him here. I go around him. That should have been the easiest goal I've ever seen, and I shoot it at his chest somehow. Here he goes, NHL 15, head-on rush yet again, and I don't pick up on it fast enough, so he gets a good opportunity on the breakaway. I get an odd man rush coming up, and I kind of hold on to it too long because I know he's going to take away this one-timer. So I don't get a good opportunity to score, and instead I'm going to lose the puck, and he goes the other way, and the same thing happens to him, where he's not going to try to go for a mini breakaway, but instead holds onto the puck and tries to get this across. If that guy was a righty instead of a lefty, that would have been a much scarier situation. He tries to force his way to the front of the net, but I'm sitting there waiting for him. It's time to break out. I'm going to go in full speed with my guy, not going to pass it yet. Going to try to do a spin to throw him off, and I thought I was going to get a good one-timer here, but it looks like his shark was in the way. But guess what? Line change exploit. Easy breakaway for him, so I have to come out with Mrazek, and I make a poke check. Not a flying poke check, just a normal poke check, and he gets a penalty. Things look good, right? I'm on the power play in OT, except for the fact that he can still line change exploit even though he's down a man. And that actually catches me off guard because I didn't think he would be able to do this on the PK like this. This, of course, shows how my defenders were sleeping. I switched to the Mrazek yet again. I read him pretty well. I know he's going to go forehand, but of course, it squeaks right through me. So that is my analysis of the game. He's strong on the power plays. That definitely sets him apart from other players. But with those exploits, it gives him just so many options that players without doing the exploits don't have. When he goes into his corner behind your net, you don't know if he's going to try to pass it or if he's going to go around your net. So I certainly hope that that doesn't exist in future NHL games. Thanks for watching, and I hope that this video helped you out.